What's up? It is so good to see y'all again. Welcome back to the channel. For those of you new, what's up? My name is James, and on this channel, I usually upload 5 to 10 videos every single day. But today is 8/24/20, which means it's Kobe Bryant Day. So today, I'm going to unleash my inner mama mentality. I'm going to do something that no YouTuber would ever even think of doing. So today, I'm going to be releasing 24 videos today. One for every single hour of Kobe Bryant Day, because I know if he was in my position, that would be something that he would do. But I know today is all about Kobe and celebrating his legacy, but I do not want to forget about all the other people that were affected by this tragedy. So can we all take a moment of silence for all the victims on the screen right here? Thank you. And let's continue with this video. Today we are reacting to how the Lakers got 13 teams to not draft Kobe Bryant in 1996. So let's get into it.
Prospect continuously amazes teams with their workouts and their interviews. You might see them drafted in the top 10.
Alright, let's fix this. Come on. You're not about to stop me from being great today, computer. Let's get it.
Prospect interviews, you might see them drafted in the top 10. When a player has a generational talent, of all time, managed to fall all the way to number 13. At 17, Kobe had all the skills and determination to succeed as a pro, along with the height and genetics. His dad, Joe Jellybean Bryant, was 6'9" and played in the NBA.
That's crazy.
But even with the height, the moves, and the hype coming out of high school, he ended up being drafted by the Charlotte Hornets with the 13th pick, and then immediately traded to the Lakers for Vlade Divac. When you see some of the players
for him, bro. No disrespect, but bro, come on now. You gave up literally one of the GOATs of all time.
Draft, some of those picks made no sense at all. Some people have said that Kobe just wasn't good enough to start or even play in the NBA at 17, but that's not really true. Kobe's coach kept him on the bench for his first 2 seasons, but people who watched him grow up knew he was fully capable of handling NBA defenses at that age. In hindsight, the GMs look like idiots, and that might be the case for some.
That's an understatement.
In reality, there were some other factors that influenced where Kobe ended up, and fortunately for Lakers fans, well, you know how things turned out. When he was 17, Kobe wondered where he'd end up in the NBA draft. His coach said there were 2 players that he saw going before him, Antoine Walker and Kerry Kittles. Antoine Walker had just won the NCAA championship in Kentucky and was 6'8".
Antoine was a dog, though.
College, averaging 18 points and 6 rebounds, shooting nearly 40% from 3. Kobe said he was better than Antoine Walker, but he saw Kerry Kittles ahead of him.
Whoa, bro, who is this dude?
Than Antoine Walker.
Bro, what the hell?
Saw Kerry Kittles going ahead of him. Kobe said he was better than Antoine Walker, but he saw Kerry Kittles going ahead of him. I mentioned earlier that the 1996 draft was loaded, and it was. It had players like Allen Iverson, Steve Nash.
Yo, they did have AI in that one.
It had players like Allen Iverson, Steve Nash,
and
Antoine Walker,
yo,
Ray Allen, Stephon Marbury.
That was a tough
one. Stojakovic,
all Hall of Famers too.
There were a lot of options.
Oh my gosh, bro, look at this lineup, bro. Some of the GOATs. Yo, that was a tough one.
Unlike most of the other players, though, Kobe had the ambition to become a global icon. And before the social media age, that wasn't happening in a city like Charlotte. But then again, 20 years later, it still hasn't happened for Charlotte. So somehow, 12 different teams passed on Kobe.
So it was AI, Marcus Camby, more. All right. Okay.
had the #1 pick, so they were the first to do so. Philly loved Allen Iverson, and Kobe was the hometown hero, but it was a tough choice considering Iverson was a proven college
Yeah,
player.
AI was the
Kobe
truth
would
in
be the
college,
first
bro.
high school guard to ever go straight to the NBA, and people weren't as easily sold on the idea yet. Kevin Garnett had gone as a first-round pick the previous year, but he was almost 7 feet tall, and people
Yeah.
still didn't believe in skipping college after Garnett's rookie season. So when Iverson had a really bad first workout, and Kobe continued to amaze with each of his, it was a hard choice to make, but Philly still ended up deciding on Iverson. It was said that when they were giving several players a one-on-one interview with a psychologist, Kobe's results allegedly came up with red flags. They
What?
thought Kobe might be obsessive. What they didn't realize was that this obsessiveness is what made players like Michael Jordan, Magic Johnson, and
Yeah.
Jerry West.
That's
The
true.
Sixers
That's true.
even considered trading Jerry Stackhouse to get a higher pick so they could grab Kobe and pair him with Allen Iverson. They believed Kobe's elite playmaking would complement Iverson perfectly.
Bro, just think of
Magic.
AI and Kobe together. Oh my God, bro. Oh my
That
goodness.
backcourt would have done to the league. But for better or worse, it didn't happen. Back in LA, the Clippers had the #7 pick. They told Kobe, "Your skill level is off the charts. Your athleticism is exceptional.
Is this Photoshop? Why is he in the Clippers warm-up suit?
Energy and enthusiasm are remarkable. But we can't draft you because people out here won't think we're serious if we draft a high school kid at #7. You have to admit they had a point. People definitely take the Clippers a lot more seriously after they decided not to get Kobe and picked up Lorenzen Wright instead. No relation to Nick Wright, I hope. In case you're wondering, Lorenzen Wright maxed out at 12 points a game in his 5th season, but the
Damn.
Clippers had already traded him away to Atlanta by then. Kobe had an amazing workout with the Boston Celtics, and they seriously considered drafting him, but the Celtics were also worried about taking a high school player because they felt Kobe would take longer to be ready than a proven college
That was probably the last time Kobe ever wore anything Boston related. That's crazy.
like Antoine Walker. So when they ended up choosing Walker with the #6 pick, Walker became an all-star his 2nd season and helped bring the Celtics to the playoffs
Yeah.
and Eastern
He was-
Conference
he was a
Finals
dog.
in 2002. It didn't sound like a bad decision after all. But then again, in 2002, Kobe was on his way to his 3rd straight NBA title. The Nets were also interested in drafting Kobe with the #8 pick. Kobe worked out for John Calipari, the coach of the New Jersey Nets, on 3 separate occasions. Calipari and the Nets general manager, John Nash, even had dinner with Kobe's parents the night
That would have
before
been
the
another
draft.
crazy
Kobe's
lineup.
parents were looking forward to the pick, everyone seemed happy, and everything looked set for Kobe to start his career in New Jersey. And then, on the day of the draft, with the Nets prepared to pick Kobe, everything changed. And the reason for this has a lot to do with the genius of Jerry West, a GM who could spot talent through the window of a moving train. When West met with Kobe, he was blown away. He thought Kobe was already
Smart
better
man.
than everyone on the Lakers roster at the time. Chick Hearn, the GOAT of NBA commentators, said Jerry West called him on the phone, borderline hyperventilating and exclaiming, "I just saw the greatest workout I've ever seen, and it was by a 17-year-old.
Wow.
At the same time, Sonny Vaccaro, who had given Kobe an Adidas deal before he even played a minute of professional basketball, realized the impact of Kobe going to a bigger team like the Lakers instead of the Bucks or the Nets. The problem, though, was that the Lakers had the #24 pick, and everyone who knew
That's
Kobe
ironic. #24 pick, Kobe. It's crazy.
was sure that he would be long gone before that.
Obviously,
Jerry
yeah.
West wanted to get him earlier, but they couldn't secure a single pick higher than #13. They also thought the Nets would definitely take Kobe at #8. So they decided 13 was their best shot, but they needed to pull some strings in order to give themselves any hope of Kobe falling that far. Mitch Kupchak began to float rumors that the Lakers were interested in someone else, and he didn't name any names. His goal was to make the Lakers look uninterested in Kobe, so he would have less attention going into the draft. Vaccaro began to spread rumors that Kobe would go play in Italy instead of staying in the NBA. Some teams began to doubt Kobe and his longevity as an NBA player and didn't want to waste a high draft pick on such a risk. People in Kobe's camp
That's so
also
slick.
straight up told some teams that Kobe wouldn't play for them. The Sacramento Kings had the 14th pick, but they were told Kobe wouldn't be interested in playing there. When it came to the Nets, Kobe himself called Calipari and told him that he didn't want to be there.
Wow.
Kobe's agent, Arn Tellem, was set on getting Kobe to New Jersey up until that point, but once he learned that the Lakers were a serious possibility, he insisted that Kobe wouldn't want to be drafted by New Jersey. The Nets eventually picked Kerry Kittles instead, and they said it was still a tough decision for them. Now the Hornets had just traded Alonzo Mourning the previous year, and they were in desperate need of a center. So when the Lakers offered them Vlade,
I didn't know that many behind the scenes things happen in the NBA. Like, even now details like, oh, he ain't about to do this. Like, teams lying to each other just to get that one draft pick. That's crazy.
Great move. There were no good bigs left in that draft, and it helped that they saw 12 other teams already passed on Kobe, making the decision to trade him a lot easier. The Hornets' head scout at the time was Bill Branch, who said, "If I remember right, they didn't even tell us who they wanted us to pick until about 5 minutes before the pick was made. So it was never a matter of us actually drafting Kobe. The Hornets never considered drafting Kobe in the first place." The massive chess game paid off. One trade changed the landscape of basketball forever and paved the way for future high school stars and also high school busts to become lottery picks. Jerry West said that he felt they had gotten the number one player in the draft, and looking back at the other players,
he really did.
Turned out as talented as they were,
he really did.
Was right. And that's the story of how one of the all-time greats got drafted by his favorite team. It was either genius, lucky, or both.
A little bit of both. Thank you guys so much for watching this reaction video. If you enjoyed it, make sure you go down below and you like this video and subscribe to the channel, because we're on a road to 2K subscribers, and with your help, I already know we can do it. But before I go, like I always say, Rome wasn't built in a day. So go out, find your passion, and work towards your dreams daily, and never let anyone or anything discourage you. I love all y'all, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace.